Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and we are going to work with some 12 by 12 paper today. This is some of the paper that came in the AJ kit. Now, I'm not sure what you got in yours. I usually get the leftovers, so I might have 4 or 5 of the same thing. I know I've got 3 of the same thing, or I don't know. I don't know what you got in yours. And I may have a few more or a few less. So don't go by my pile as to what's supposed to be in your kit, because mine is not always the same because I get the leftovers. Now, I did get in mine, the spray that I got is Tattered Rose. I don't know if everybody got that. I don't pack these kits. Erin and Brandon do. And I don't purchase them either. Erin and Melina do. So anyway, I have took my Tattered Rose and I've sprayed some of my papers. Now, I sprayed these probably 10 minutes ago and they're already dry. I put them under my ceiling fan and weighed them down with something and just let it blow, and they dry real quick. I know that it's very faint, but that's what Tattered Rose is, not a real deep color. You could make it darker if you spray another layer on it, but this is the color that I wanted. I've also sprayed my paper bag that came in the kit. Now, if you hold your spray in one spot and hit it, then you're going to get this. If you hold it about 6 inches above your paper and just move it real quick while you're pumping, you're going to get this. So keep that in mind. And I love sprays. I've got all different colors. And then there's more paper that you got that I haven't dyed. And then we also got this paper holder and this piece of paper. So we got lots of goodies in there. We've got, oh, I just knocked something over there when I threw that. We also got all of this. And I think one of these numbers maybe. I wish I had one of those little tiny drills to drill a hole in that. That would make a cute little charm. I don't have one of those. I know you can get them. They're real inexpensive. You got a needle. I'm going to put my needle in there so I don't end up losing it. Some ephemera, some flowers, more ephemera, some lace, well, trims, not lace, and then some wax thread. So let's see what we can make out of this. Now, this has not told me what it wants to be yet, so I don't have a clue what I'm going to make. I don't have a clue. But someone asked me, could I make something out of it, and I had said that I was going to, so I will. Now, these are all gone. They sold out very, very fast. We don't have any left, but I'm going to go ahead and use it so that next time, if you want to get in on the AJ kits, you need to sign up to be a member. That way you're guaranteed to get a kit. Now, I think I want to use, okay, maybe it goes that way. The flowers are turned all different directions. Yeah, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this for my kit. I'm going to use this for my kit. I'm going to use this for the front cover, I think. And I'm just going to make one of those small little journals that I have made before with scrapbook paper. I think they're cute and they're very useful. I give them away in my journals that I sell. So you could also sell these if you wanted to. Just looking to see about how big of a pocket. I don't want too big a pocket. I'm going to fold it about right there. And I'll tell you what size this is in a minute when I get it folded. So how are you guys? I put up the second Canva video. I finally got it up last night. I want to tell you, the first Monday, I had terrible trouble. It wouldn't upload. It'd just sit there and spin and spin. And then yesterday, I managed to get it uploaded, but it uploaded the wrong video. It uploaded the raw video, the one that I had not edited. And there was some things in there that needed to be edited out because it was just where I would pause for a long period of time and not say anything because I'd be looking something up. So I thought, oh, it's a pain in the tush. So anyway, I finally got it uploaded. I know some of you have seen it, but it doesn't have very many views on it. I was just wondering if all of you knew that it was up. All right, we're going to cut down this little piece right here just a little bit. A little bit on each side of that fold, and that fold is hard to see. See if I can go this direction. But to take some of that bulk out, and I'm just going to go just a tiny bit at an angle right there on that side. And then just a tiny bit on this side. Basically, we're cutting out that score line. That's all we're doing. Little bitty pieces. Yeah, that's enough right there. And then that's going to make it to where this is not so bulky when you try to fold it down here. Still don't feel like I've got it straight. Something about it. Today I'm struggling with getting things like they need to be. There we go. That's better. Okay. So that will be my front. And then this is going to be the inside. I don't mind that that's collaged like that. I really like it. And then there will be two pockets here. So I'm going to go ahead and punch the little hole in my pockets. I'm going to use my, at the moment, favorite punch. We got in more of these yesterday or day before. I don't remember. One day this week. And if you want one, grab it while the sale is going on, because we do have a sale going on. They're already pretty inexpensive, but then the sale will give you even more off. Now let's see. Let's put a little bit of ink on here. I think this time we got in 24. I don't remember how many I ordered, but they sent us 24. So, but they'll still go pretty fast. And plus, like I said, you need to grab one while they're on sale. 25% off of an already low price. You can't beat that. Okay, there we go. I like that. I'm going to go around the rest of this real quick. You don't have to do this. You know, I tell you this all the time. You do not have to ink. A lot of people don't like it. I particularly do like it. Now, I think what we will do, I'm thinking I'm going to round these corners. What do y'all think? I may even use this fancy rounder. We've got some of these in stock too. And I know I should have done that before I inked it, but that's okay. I don't know if I'll be able to round these down here. Maybe. Oh, yeah. This is the punch. Now, the ones that we're selling are the cream colored, but this one I've had for a while. And it's the one that's got the different little punches on it. And it makes cute little corners. I don't know if you can see that, the corners. And of course, all of those popped right up on top of me. Now let's just hit the corners again with a little bit of ink, and that'll be done. Yeah, I like that. And you could punch these as well if you want to. I'm going to leave mine. Now we're going to glue our pocket down. I have got out-of-town friends coming to stay with me this weekend. Well, not Easter Sunday. They'll be going home Saturday. And I'm a little bit anxious about it because I haven't had anybody other than just family that has stayed with me. Well, Betty, but she's family. Since Whit passed away. And I'm just a little bit anxious about it. I don't know why. I have been cleaning and sorting and telling the kids, you got to come and get this. You got to get that. And they were like, Mother, why are you going through all of this stuff? I mean, they're only going to stay one night. I said, I don't care. I want it to be perfect for them. I was like, it doesn't have to be perfect. They're not, they don't care. I said, well, they might not care, but I do. Now, I have just pulled out some scrap paper. Well, I say scrap. These are just some pieces that I use in my journals. This is straw paper. That's just some paper that someone sent me. This is paper from, oh, I think I printed this, I believe, or is it from Triple V Vintage? I don't remember. I've got some from Triple V Vintage that's like this, but then I don't think it had the lines on it. I think I might have bought that and printed it. I'm not sure. One or the other. And I'm going to use this page in it if it doesn't crack. No, it didn't. I'm not going to use that one. Put that over there. And we'll use this little piece. These are just pieces of a book. You know, they're like those front and back pages that have nothing on them. And then this is a piece of straw paper. I think if I fold it all the way, it'll be too wide. So I'm going to fold it about like that. And then I'm just going to tear the rest of that off. These are just some of the things that we're going to put inside this little journal. And you can have various sizes of paper. They can be all scraps, whatever you want to come up with. Doesn't matter. And put that real vintage book page in there. I just pulled out from my little scrap drawer. I just pulled out all of the scraps that were big enough to put in here. They don't have to be cut straight. They don't have to be anything. Just whatever you want. Alright, there's that. I think we're going to put our little paper bag in there. Yeah, it's almost dry. Now I can still rub a little bit of it off, but it looks like chalk. Not very much. Let's see. Let's put this little page in there. It's a vintage book page that came with the kit. And I think we'll put that in there. I'm going to tear the extra off. I don't want too many pockets in this one or anything. This is just going to be to accompany a journal. So really, I'm probably putting way too many pages in there as it is, but that's okay. All right, I think that's going to be it right there. Yeah, this is going to look more like a real journal. That's okay. Who knows what I'll do with it. Let's see. Now, usually when I have ones that are shorter like this, I put one at the bottom and then one up at the top. And then I come back with a full page to kind of hold those down. Maybe you won't hear my stomach rumbling. I ate a banana right before I turned the camera on just because I was hungry and I hadn't had lunch. And now my stomach's like, I don't like that. Or it's trying to digest at one. I don't know what it's doing, but it's a rumbling and a tumbling. Okay, let's put that in there. I'm gonna put one of those book pages there. Hopefully I've been in camera partially anyway. Let's see. Now that little book page is cracking, so I'll probably put some washi on that. Let me put washi on it before I do anything with it. And I'm going to go there and there. And I think, other than my little book page here, that might be it. So let's put some washi on this, just so that it doesn't fall apart, because this is an older book. And it's quite brittle. Well, Edith, hold it. Hold it. Now, hopefully that'll stick. It's not really wet still, but it is a little bit. It's got a little moisture in it. Oops. I think that's all. I don't think I have enough to go all the way across. That's okay. Okay. All right, that's all of that washi. Now, yeah, that's much stronger. So, let's go back and put this in the middle like that. Now let's see if all of them are going to stick out everywhere. Okay, I'm going to trim this one off. Bump them down. I'm going to trim this one off. This one's a little bit long because these papers are actually like, I think they're 9 by something. So now we'll go back and kind of stagger our pages again a little bit. That down there, that one up there. Then we'll put that right there. Okay. Now we're ready to put them inside here. Okay, now I'm going to use my clips to clip them. Well, not those two, since they decided to marry. I'm going to use my journal tool because that just helps me keep everything in the middle. Helps me keep my little punched lines toward the middle. And I'm just going to go 2.5 up and 2.5 down. So that's our Ease Journal tool, if you haven't seen that before. Now let's get some, let's use this. It's kind of a gold color. Now you don't have to stitch these like this. You could stitch them on your sewing machine. They're not that thick. But I find that it's just about as fast to do this with these smaller ones as to go and turn my sewing machine on. Okay, I'll cut this. Make sure this thread is on the opposite side. There we go. Tighten it up. Looks good. Yeah, the journal tool helps you get those punched holes right in the center, right where your fold is, instead of, you know, one bit off this way or that way. Helps them get right in the middle. Now let's just hope that I didn't put some upside down. What do you think? I don't think I had any that had words on it except a couple of book pages, so we should be good. We're good. So there is the inside. Now let's go ahead and use some of these embellishments and embellish the cover. I don't really know what I want to use. We got a bunch. Just pull them out here. I'll put them in something else a little bit. I have to see everything to decide what I want to use. Okay, now these are chipboard, but and they're not real thick, but if you don't want that thickness, just peel the back off. That chipboard on the back will peel off pretty easy. I'll show you on this butterfly. Normally the layer just comes right off. This was going to come off in pieces, but that's okay. Depends on how much glue they put on the back of them. There we go. So now it's flat. So you can just toss that away. Alright, let's see. Oh, I like this. And I don't mind dimension being on the front of this. I don't know if I want that or not, though. I'm kind of leaning toward a flower. And then maybe something like that. Oh, and we've got this cute little... Oh, I like that. Also, if your chipboard is bent the least little bit, you can straighten it back out. Yeah, I like that. I think we're going to put that on there and then put some flowers around. But I'm going to ink this because I don't like that little white edge that they put on here. It'll hold ink. You just have to ink it and then just try not to wipe it off for a while. Oh yeah, that's cute. And then we could put that up there, or let's see what else, what other words we have here. We've got memories, but it's the same color as our background. We don't want that. Got plenty of butterflies we can put around. There's purple, green, teal. Another lighter green one. And then a pink one. And then I want to drag out these flowers. This is 4 layers of flowers, so what I usually do is just cut this top right here. And I've got a little flower pouch up there that I'll put them in, so I'm just going to pull mine out. Cute. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and ink this, and then I can decide. Now you could trim this white off if you want. I would if I was just sitting here piddling with it, but since I'm doing a video, I'm not gonna take the time to cut it right now. I'm just gonna ink it. And I could be inking with a different color, I know, but I like my vintage photo. There we go. That toned that white down a little bit. So then we could come in with flowers. This reminds me of doing my my hardcover journals that I used to do a long time ago. I put tons of dimension on the front of them. They were they were huge. All right, let's go ahead and glue this down, and we'll decide what else we want to do later. I think I'm going to pull some of the backing off of this. It's just a little bit too thick for me. I don't know if it's probably going to take me a minute. So I may just cut this part out. Okay, I got enough of it off that it's fine. It's not too thick, especially since I'm going to put more dimension on here. It's not a big deal. There we go. Now let's glue. I like that about right there, so let's glue that down. I don't know where I want my butterflies yet, so let's just do this. Let's do a little cluster over here. And I always kind of lay mine out and look at it, and then that feels like 2 leaves, but I think it's 1. I just lay it out and then look at it and decide if that's how I want it to look. And if not, then I do something different. I like that. I do. I like that. Okay. I think we might go that route. So I'm going to start out with the big flower. And I only glue it right in the middle. I normally use Fabri-Tac for this, but since I've just got my art glitter glue open, I'm going to use it. It will glue it down. It's just not as tacky as the Fabri-Tac, so you might have to move it real quick because it usually dries pretty fast. Now I go in 3s. I don't know if that's what you usually do. I go in 3 or 5, something like that. But I just think that looks a little bit better. I'm just putting a little bit of dark ink around the edges of the leaves so that they'll stand out from the background. Since our background is green. And I just tuck those under. And you can turn the little leaves up at the end if you want. like that. I think that's cute. Okay, what else do we want to put on here? Or do we want to put anything else? I do want a butterfly, but I don't know, I'm kind of undecided about some of these. They don't seem to show up like I want them to. That one would probably show up, but I need to trim it, see, and I don't want to trim it on camera, so I may wait and put my butterflies on in a minute. I don't know. Let's see. I'm looking to see if I find any that are... I wish they would cut these and not have the white edge around them, don't you? Alright, I'm going to cut this out real quick, and I'll just cut this part of the video out so you guys don't have to watch it. Okay, I cut out 3, or I cut the edges off, I should say. I'm going to put those down, and I'm just going to glue them right in the middle and pop their little wings up like that. Let's see, where do we want this one? Let's put this one down here. They gotta be going for all those flowers, don't they? And then we'll put this one over this way, right on top of that sign, and that it'll be going toward these. Cute, I like that. Let's see, do we want anything else on here? I don't think on the outside we do, unless, let's see, we might use one of these little dots that come in the kit. Put in the center of the butterfly. Just one in each one of them. Whoops, I lost that one. There we go. I think that's all we're going to do right there. Alright, let's move to the inside. And I know it's going to flatten my butterflies out when I start working in here, but that's okay. I can fluff them back up. Not a problem. Oh, that's cute. It's going to be something small to go in here on these. That would almost work, but it's a little bit big. Oh, that'll be cute. Let's put that one right there. Or we could put that. That one? Or that one. Let me see if I can decide which one you're going to decide. You're going to say this one, right? That's the one we're going to put down. Now I'm going to pull the backing off of this, and then I'm going to ink the white edges. Just the white part. I'm going to put that down right there. And you've still got lots of little hearts and things you could put down there. I mean, it's just a ton of stuff in this kit. I may put one little flower there. Or I might put 2. I don't know. Got a bunch. I might just put one little bitty one. Let's just use this one. It's got a little bit of green in the center of it. There we go. And that's that. And I think I'll put some little something back here. We could use this back here or this back here. Okay, I'm going to see if I can decide which one you're going to decide. You're going to tell me to put that one, right? So that's what I'm going to put. That's the one I'm putting. And I think I'm going to pull the back off of this too. And if it doesn't come off easy, you can take a little knife and slide in there and cut it off like that. This one is actually trying to come off too much, so I'm going to have to be careful there. Usually it comes off just in one layer, but these are glued pretty good. Okay, we got that off. This little piece tried to come up, so we're going to glue it back down like that. Goodness, a loud car going by. And I'm way off of the road too. You would think by the way they sound that I'm right on the edge of the road. I'm not. I'm probably, I think my husband actually, I think I'm 2/10 of a mile off the road, or maybe a little bit more. I'm pretty far off the road, up a hill, so, but those loud cars go by. You can hear it anyway. We'll probably just put that butterfly right there. Let's see, he goes this way though. No, it's on the wrong way. He's going the wrong way. Let's see if I got one going the other way. Yeah, I got one going that way. Let's just pull the backing off of him. Some of these pieces are chipboard and some of them are not. Oh, I've already pulled the backing off of him. I kept wondering, and I like to tore him up. Kept thinking, why is it not coming off? Well, I've already tore it off. Just put him right there. There we go. And then let's make a couple of tags to go in there, in those pockets. So you can fluff your butterflies, your flowers, everything back up. So let's grab our other paper and make a couple of tags. I got little bitty beads on my desk that came off of those flowers. Well, it already has tags, but they're not quite big enough, but you could use those for something else. Let's use this, and then we can actually, they can write on the back, so we won't even have to put anything on the back of them. Let's see how wide I need to make it. Probably that wide, I think. So what are you guys doing today? Are you crafting? Are you working? Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it snowing? Hopefully it's not snowing anywhere. And I'm just going to cut another one about that same size. And now we will trim them down. Let's trim it about right here. I'm just going to cut both of them together, I think. Right, there's 2 tags, and then all we need to do is just do our little corner cut. And then I am going to punch them. Oops. And that is a ribbon punch. I normally always, and look how crooked I got that. I knew I should have been holding it different. I normally always have it linked below. There we go. The good thing about it is you can just keep going across and make a big hole there if you want. And if you get it crooked, you can straighten it up pretty easy. These don't look like they'll need very much on them, do they? May not put anything on them except maybe a tag. I mean a label, not a tag. This is a tag, Edith. I like all of the butterflies on this one, so I think all this needs is a little label of some kind. I think all these labels are going to be too big. Probably. I don't know, this one might not be. No, that's not too big. We could use that. There's really no pink in here, but we're going to add some pink to it. Well, it's not really a pink. It's more like a salmon-y color, I think. A blush pink, maybe. There we go. I think that's all I'm doing to that one. This one could use a little bit. We could put that on there. Then maybe a big butterfly up here. I'm going to cut this butterfly out real quick. I went ahead and cut both of them, trim both of them. On the inside, I'm gluing the whole butterfly down because we don't want it to get caught on something and tear off. Okay, I think that's all I will do to that. And then I'm going to put a little seam binding in them. I cut one long, one short. Okay, now let's put it in our little journal. And I hope they fit because I didn't measure on the inside, did I? I think I'm going to go with that one in the front. And we'll put this one in the back. Alright. That's cute. Now we could put a charm on here if we want. I don't, let's see, do I have any charms right here on my desk? I don't think I have any charms right here on my desk. Yeah, I do. I got some Easter charms. That'd be okay. This is the Easter colors. Let's just put, let's see. Let's put that little rabbit head there. And then maybe, these are all little rabbits. Let's put that little rabbit on there. I would love to put that number if I had a little tiny drill. One of those little Dremel drills or whatever you call them. That's what I need. Well, I don't need it because I probably wouldn't use it but once or twice. But I'm just saying, if you have one, that's what you can use to make a little charm out of that number. Okay. Then we'll cut that extra. And there's our little charms in there. Little rabbits. Rabbits' heads, that is. One of them hangs out, one of them doesn't, so that's good. Now, the number, you could just glue it on the front if you're not planning on making a charm out of it. But I would drill a little hole in it and make a little charm that hung down here is what I would normally do. But that's it. That's a sweet little journal, isn't it? And then we could tie it together with our, there it is, right in front of my face. With this, that came with the journal, or with the AJ kit. This is I think it's either a dark blue or black. I can't ever tell on some of these blues and blacks. Well, and I have trouble tying this stuff. It's slick. There we go. So there is our little journal, ready to go with the next journal, that a regular size journal that I send out. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. That's just one of the things that you can do with your kit. Now there are tons of things, papers and things left over here that I can play with. Make cards, make envelopes, make all kinds of things. And then I've got a golly whopping bunch of ephemera left. So, and flowers. So, I mean, it's never ending. So you could play with this all day and all night if you wanted to. So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. We will talk to you later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.